swapping London for Porto Rafti, a peaceful town in East Attica, Greece. Helen got the call to say she got the new job in Athens. Just then I realized that it's time we are moving. It was as simple as that. 2 months later we left London to move to Athens, and we have not looked back since. Now, 3 years on, we have found a whole new community and moved even further away, to Porto Rafti, a seaside resort town in East Attica, Greece. When we moved, we didn't know anything about Porto Rafti. Neither of us had even been on holiday here before. Helen said that our family and friends were really surprised that we did it. They thought we would be back to London in a few months, but we have found something more down here. More than just our new jobs. We have completely adapted to small-town life, and we are able to have more freedom, less financial stress, and more time to explore things we are passionate about. It was for these reasons we decided to look outside the United Kingdom in the first place. Having been in the arts industry for years, Helen was growing tired of the relentless pace and stress of freelancing and was struggling to find enough work to pay rent. While I had moved from the music public relations industry into the art world myself, I also was finding it difficult to afford a studio space to create my art, whilst holding down several retail jobs. It was me who encouraged Helen to look outside the United Kingdom for work. Helen thanked for ages that we were so London-centric, especially since we were both born there and lots of our friends are in London. But when we made the decision, it was exciting. We applied to many places and got an interview for a job at Athens Gallery. It was on the long journey back to London the next day that Helen got the call to say the job was hers. The only snag was that it started within 2 months. I suppose we were lucky that we were living at my family house at the time, so we didn't have any contract to finish up and could just get up and go. Both saw this as an exciting adventure, a challenge, and a way we could finally move in alone together and rent a flat, something they were finding difficult to achieve in London. No matter how fantastic our family is, it is difficult to be fully independent when we're living close to them. It is so much more affordable down in Athens compared to London. We can finally rent a place and make it our own. Our new life on the Porto Rafti coast. We rent 1-bedroom flat on the ground floor of a small listed building, just a short walk from the sea. Porto Rafti is one of the most beautiful coastal settlements in Attica, located 35 kilometers southeast of Athens city centre. The property has its own private entrance, set back from the road. The front door and window of the flat are both dark in color, and minimalist interior design style. We have really made the flat our own by using patterns and textures that contrast with the original features of the property to create a very homely and welcoming feel. The exposed brickwork in the bedroom creates a nice feature wall, and the nook makes a perfect secluded working area, just fitting a small desk and chair. Porto Rafti used to be a fishing village near the beach. However, now it has transformed to resorts and have few personal residential homes nearby. Porto Rafti is famous for its clean water, white sand, small rocky bays, and a bay with caves. The port of Porto Rafti was a major trading place until the collapse of the Roman Empire. The names of the ancient villages around the Bay of Porto Rafti were Styria, Prezi, and Koroni. The port is no longer in use as a commercial harbour due to environmental concerns, but it has an organised marina for smaller vessels with seaside restaurants and cafes. Christian-era ruins and monuments are found on several spots in the territory. Porto Rafti is situated close to the airport and not too far from the city of Athens. It is very easily accessible from Athens city centre, and there are all sorts of options to travel there. You can use public transport or a car and drive yourself. It takes less than an hour to reach Porto Rafti from Plaka, if there is no traffic. Here we know our neighbours. Helen also teaches yoga in Porto Rafti Hall, and I can afford to rent a separate art studio down the road, having already exhibited a number of times in galleries around Athens. It is the kind of countryside we could never have dreamed about when living in London, but it is something we've grown to love. It is refreshing to have a sense of community here. Everyone meets up for these local events, people remember your name and we speak to all of our neighbors. I think we were both missing that connection in London and we have honestly found so much of it here. Apart from the lack of financial burden because the rent is so much cheaper, we have just got so much more freedom to experiment and try things out. Lots of people thought we would be back within 2 months, but it has almost been 3 years and we are not going anywhere soon. Porto Rafti is made up of a long strip of sand and has a pleasant weather as there are 2 rocky islands blocking the strong winds. There are so many options to enjoy at the beach and we can spend the entire weekend just at the beach. There are many restaurants, cafeterias and bars at the beach. The place also provides various water sports options and we also play beach volleyball. A small port close to the area is available for boating at Porto Rafti. Porto Rafti is a natural sheltered anchorage but also a sailing and a soft water sports spot. Thank you for watching the video. If you watch all my lectures, you may be able to start investing in rental properties a little quicker. Please subscribe to my channel and press the bell to get alerts when a new video is posted. Please write your comments, questions, or concerns you would like to share.